I am live. We are checking the stream quality. I think we are. Okay, let's see. Refresh the page. Is that going to have ended the stream? Nope, we're here. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Stream. Raid Bill sent us. Okay. Let me know if you can see me and hear me properly. Hopefully this works. First time streaming, so we're gonna work out the kinks as we go along. Audio's a little quiet. Well, we're gonna fix that right now. Okay, sweet. All right, let's go here. Let's see. Let's turn up the old phone. Okay, we'll see if this works. See if this works. How is that? Are we doing better? Hope we're doing better. I'm gonna kind of keep looking at chat. Oh Lord, table. Okay. Stream buy rate is lower than expected. Buy rate we recommend. Definitely a little better. Okay, cool. Stream settings. We're gonna do this. Okay. Enable auto start, no. Okay, I think we have everything going. Not much, Jimmy. Not much. We're gonna talk about kind of whatever. First stream, so we'll talk probably about that up there, the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook. I'll grab that up real quick. Not really about the Player's Handbook because I also got the other books up there. So we're gonna talk about Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe talk a little about Lost Caverns of Sojkanth or Sajkanth, however you pronounce it. But yeah, that's kind of what the what tonight's schedule is looking like. If you guys have questions, let me know. Feel free to answer any. I will answer any questions you give me. So tonight is just going to kind of be an open Q&A. What do you all want to see from the channel? This is going to kind of help me form my viewer basis. What are we looking for over here? I'm getting an open widget option. Oh, analytics. Okay. Yeah. Let me know what you guys want to see. Otherwise, I'll just probably talk a little bit about. I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll probably talk about. You know what? We're gonna talk about spellcasting. Actually, definitely one of my favorite modules from the good old days. I agree. I definitely agree. Lost Caverns of Sojkanth is one of the best modules. First module I player character, however, was Keep on the Borderlands. We didn't use basic; we used AD&D. I played an elven magic user that got, I think, up to, I think at the end I was up to fifth level, so pretty good. I had a, I had a number of hit points. The number was bigger than four. That's all that mattered to me. Um, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting module. From what I remember, it was kind of a winding maze, as most are. Today I actually bought Castle Greyhawk, so like the old one. Here, let me look it up on the computer. I don't have the copy yet since I just ordered it today, but it is on the way. It is on the way. Drive through RPG. Here we go. Um, but yeah. Let me look here. Log off. No, I didn't want to log off. Why did I do that? We're gonna log back in. Okay, sweet. Account, my library. Actually, I have it downloaded. Let me just pull up the PDF. Um, it is the WG7 uh, module for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It's the one with the cover of like the orc creatures coming out of the door. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know. Um, I agree. It does not tell you that it is the wilderness campaign. I use it because it's a wilderness campaign. The scariest thing for my players is going from point A to point B. And my characters have learned to fear the wilderness because the dungeon, you go down levels, you're expecting harder and harder stuff. But the wilderness can be anything. You could run into trolls, you could run into a dragon, you could run into five wyverns. You can run into anything. I have a long list of the random encounter charts of things that I would roll in that area. Um, it is incredibly dangerous, as especially as old school players know. And it is, yeah, it's I agree. The wilderness campaign is in my mind, the better part of that adventure. That's just my opinion, though, because you're also like going through. There's the Dragon's Roost. Hey Bill, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm sure a lot of you are coming from Bill's channel, the Dungeon Delver in chat. Um, it's good to see everyone here. What did I start out playing? Um, I started out playing first edition AD&D. I started out with the good stuff. Um, and yeah, it was I mean, this is not my original player's handbook. That right there is my original player's handbook up there. Um, no, I started out playing and DMing. It was probably a month after I started playing, I started DMing first edition. So I sat down, read the books, read the rules. It was yeah, my favorite system is first. I have the second books for second edition. I don't like it as much as first, but I do have them. This is my DMG, which I bought half price books. And I played retro clones of like basic, so I played Labyrinth Lord. And I've played a handful of other systems. I tried the titular 5e, but not the did you get Jeff Easley's autograph on that? Are you talking about on that picture? No, I did not get Jeff Easley's autograph on that. He was gone when I was looking at it. He was like, every time I was there, he was not there. Um, he was out for lunch or something. But like, I tried going back a couple days. I'm definitely gonna probably take it back and try to get him to sign it one of these years. Um, Vile, have your magic user players figured out a great way to expand their spell repertoire is to raid other spell or other magic users? Yes. My magic user would take scrolls, would take spell books. When they went into the academy, while the fighter was fighting goblins and such, the spellcaster was was pilfering the library. That's the word I was looking for. Pilfering the library. Um, but yes, they have figured that out. I also my house rules for a magic user, which I'll talk about here briefly. You begin with you're an apprentice. So obviously, as an apprentice, you have to prove you can write scrolls. You also have to prove you can read magic. So you get to roll 1d3, which we use the good old d6. You would roll it. In this case, I would have gotten 3 scrolls of, and then I would roll a d3 down the line. Um, so yeah, I would roll like let's say I had push, shield, and actually I have magic use sheet right here. What's his last spell? Push, shield, and erase. Let's say I had all those spells. I would roll 1d3, or and then so in that case it would be I'd have a scroll of erase, a scroll of shield, and a scroll of push. Um, Pretty lucky numbers. But that's what I would have. So I give my magic users a little bit more to start out with. Just so they're not one hit and miss. It's so my players also feel the need to actually play them. My favorite class. I did that little thing at the beginning to kind of give them more stuff. Um, but it also makes sense for their characters if you get what I'm saying. It makes sense that an apprentice would prove that they had to write like so many spells um, before they could go out on an adventure. But yeah, what else we got? What other questions we got? I'm gonna be here for a while, so shoot me with questions. Shoot me with questions. What else do we got? I'm trying to think of like other topics, just to keep the silence dead. Oh, Osric. Was just thinking about other spell books, but the hard rules have maximum spells per level learned, ever. We never played with it. We do play with maximum spells at my table, but magic users also find quite a few rings of intelligence boosts. Um, I'll get to Osric here in a second. I have to talk about this. The spell book uses, yes. They they what was I just gonna say? Sorry, I completely blanked. But we do use level limits. Is my whole thing, or spell limits. So you slowly creep up to these levels. And there is a process where you can visit a wizard and have them erase a spell from your head, but you're also erasing it. You're not erasing it from your spellbook, you're just erasing it from your head. Um, and your spellbook, if you put in more spells, it just starts erasing them. So it just starts erasing spells, and we roll a random percentile. So yeah, it can be dangerous to learn more spells and put them in there. Unearthed Arcana, yes or no? Ooh, good question. Yes, I would have to say yes. Um, my players no. My players don't like it, so I sometimes lean more towards the no. And I think actually in one of the videos I do say I don't like Unearthed Arcana because my players watch my videos, and if I ever said I liked Unearthed Arcana, I'd be absolutely scrutinized for it. But no, I actually and genuinely enjoy it. The Thief Acrobat class, one of my favorite classes. The Barbarian class is a good class, and I like that Paladins are Cavaliers. Spell erase to make room. Like it. Yes, I love it. Spells erase to make room for more spells. A spell book can only has so much magic in it. Um, and my players find it so frustrating when they're like, I really want to learn this spell, but if I do it, there's a chance I might lose Magic Missile. Yeah, it's not your choice what spell it's erasing. It's just erasing as it goes through. Um, you can also use the erase spell. Then you get to choose what spell you erase and keep. That's why it's pretty useful to learn erase early on. But yeah, it's back to Unearthed Arcana. Yes, I like it. Thief Acrobat, favorite class, one of them. Cavalier, like Cavaliers. I like that Paladins are a subclass of the Cavalier. I mean, I also grew up on the '80s cartoon, like Eric as the Cavalier. Yes, like sword and shield in chainmail. Yes, I love it. Who doesn't love the old '80s D&D cartoon? Yeah, if you say you don't like it, well, I I can assure you, upon rewatching it, you'll probably change your mind. If you still don't like it after that, well, we won't judge it too harsh over here. But no, it is one of the absolute best pieces of cinema I have seen. So yeah, Osric. While I was out and about, we got while I was out at GaryCon, the mail brought me my special Osric book. I talked about this a little in my GaryCon recap, but no, it's a pretty handy book because it has most of the spells for it. It has all of the yes, I will get to the Jimmy. I will get to your comment here in a minute, but it has all of the things that I really need for quick, handy reference. So Osric, if you're not wanting to character that conscious at the moment, just wanted to wish you a good first love stream. Uh, thank you, Dungeon Minister. I will read out your comment here in a minute. Which actually, no, I'll read out now. Osric, get it if you don't want to buy this. If you don't want to support Wizards of the Coast, get Osric. Get one of the two. I don't care which. Get one of them. Anyways, Dungeon Minister says, "Hey, just popping in the middle of a Gamma World game with James Keck on Discord. My character is unconscious at the moment. Just wanted to wish you a good first stream." Uh, Dungeon Minister takes a black ray shot to the noggin. Yes. I also love Live. Good first live stream. Okay, live stream. All good. If you also love the stream, I mean, hey, I'll take the compliments. And then Jimmy, as you said, I like the cantrips in UA. They make for great role playing. Yes, they do. And the reason I do like the Unearthed Arcana Barbarian is because it's so busted. Um, Sometimes I like something to be a little busted, and I've gone through and well, gone through and looked at the rules, but I'm going through right currently and looking at the barbarian to make it not so busted. My character who's playing one, we're kind of playtesting some of the rules we changed. I can't remember which ones exactly I changed. I think hit dice I stayed the same. I can't remember. I'd have to get my Unearthed Arcana out, but it's like clear over there. I don't want to go get it. I don't know why I don't want to go get it, but it's clear over there and it's packed away because I brought it to GaryCon. So I don't necessarily want to go get it. But one of these days I'll bring it out on stream. So overall, to answer your question, Bill, yes. Unearthed Arcana, yes. Yes. Also, for those of you watching this stream, the Dungeon Minister, watch his channel. He was my prep channel for GaryCon. I watched the Dungeon Minister while prepping for my AD&D game. He does for those of you who don't know, he does a series on Beckme, the Frank Menser rules, basic, expert, champion, and immortal. Beckme. No, basic, champion, masters, immortal. He runs it with his kids. I got referred to him by the Dungeon Delver. I highly recommend it. They're shorter videos, shorter by I guess my standards of what I watch. I watch hour-long campaign recaps, um, but highly, highly recommend it. His channel, good so far. I'm just getting into I'm starting from the beginning, working my way up. Watch it. It is good so far. I think I'm on episode 10. But I'm trying to think what else to talk about. Shoot me more questions. What else we got to talk about? There's got to be more stuff to talk about. Also, DCC. Anyone play? Anyone play DCC? Love DCC. Dungeon Crawl Classics. I will go grab my Dungeon Crawl Classics rulebook. If I just can find it. It is over. Somewhere. One sec. Let me. I know it's around here somewhere. I don't know where I put it though. It might be on my bookshelf. Dungeon Minister's channel is indeed brilliant. Besides him and the Dungeon Delver, Mage's Musing is also very good. Mage's Musing. Huh. Have not seen it. I watch Dungeon Musings, which is they ran second edition for a little bit. I watched some of that. I watched some of their Castle and Crusades videos too. Those are pretty good. I recommend them too. Let me look for my really cool. Ah, here it is, right here. This is my Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG. I'm going to talk about this for a little bit. This is the book I use. It is like fox leather, and um, I mean the artwork in DCC. Do we even need to talk about it? It's brilliant. Some of the old school artists worked on it. Um, it's one of my better books, and I will read the back of this. Play DCC. Gary Connor was burned alive by zombies wielding a flamethrower. Poor Brock the fighter with 4 int. Pretty elf lady take care of Brock's mousey after Brock die. Well, I'm glad Brock's mouse lives on. I will read the back of this. This is old school to me. You are no hero. You are an adventurer, a reaver, a cutpurse, a heathen slayer, a tight lipped warlock guarding long dead secrets. You seek gold and glory, winning it with sword and spell, caked in the blood and filth of the weak, the dark, the demons, and the vanquished. There are treasures to be won deep underneath, and you shall have them. That is exactly what old school is. Um, Dungeon Minister's character is having one of those dreams where he is late to school/work. Yes. Uh, Jimmy. Lol. Zombies with the flamethrower. Excuse me. Um. Yes. I was actually when I was walking to speak to the Dungeon Delver's wife at the convention. Uh, I walked past him playing DCC. And I heard him using a very good. I think at one point used like the Brock voice he used on stream. I believe that was him. I'm I'm sure I'm not confusing with something else. But I got to see the OD&D books that Dungeon Delver used. Where did you get those? I need some. I run OD&D, but I have just some printed out booklets. But I would love like the big copy. Like where did you get them? I need to know. Um, I would I would pay good money for that. Um, let's see what do we got in here. Let's see, the Dungeon Delvers Discord. Off topic. Elven Wizard, we brought you pizza. Ah, yes. I am the Elven Wizard in the Discord, by the way. That is my Discord username. I'm in the process of changing all of them to the Vile Necromancer, but, we're slowly getting there. So if you see me on the Discord, I'm Vile Necromancer. Not Vile Necromancer, I'm Elven Wizard. So feel free to hop in. I'm trying to think what else to talk about. I don't know really what else to talk about tonight. Just kind of want to hop on, say hi. Again, feel free to. Those OD&D books were printed by a friend of mine, but you can assemble the PDFs in a single file and get them done by any online printing company. Ah, yes. During the 90s with second edition, you couldn't give them away. Yes. Um, yeah, DCC was wild. It sounds like it, Bill. Sounds like it. Um, Okay, so I might have to do that. I might have to get those OD&D books. But you can assemble the PDFs in a single file and get them done. Okay, I'll have to remember that. I will keep locked in brain, and keeping it. I will not erase this from my spell book. I will keep that in my spell book. I'll keep Lulu, the printing company, in my spell book. But what do you guys want to see from the channel? Let me know. Let me know. We're gonna pitch roundtable ideas here. What do you guys want to see? I will make anything. Trust me. Oh, almost anything. I will not do a pizza sauce head dunk. No pizza sauce head dunks. I will not do burnt toast. No. Burnt popcorn is also up there. Would not do burnt popcorn. Um, the pizza sauce head dunk story is actually kind of funny. I'll tell it on stream sometime, but maybe not tonight. Um, I love the pizza sauce head dunk story. My biology teacher told me that story last year. hilarious, hilarious. If you guys ever get a chance, I'll just tell you what to look up. Look up short arm guy and pizza sauce head dunk. Show some of your printed terrain and dungeon pieces. Got it. You got it, Bill. Where are my printed terrains? Okay, so print wise, I printed the Sphinx. Okay, so here's something I printed. I printed this. This is a Sphinx that I printed. This is with PLA printing. It had a little nicks on the wings before I got all the clears, but this is one of my first prints. I printed this little watchtower with PLA. Trying to think. I have stuff upstairs, but I don't want to go. I can show you. Actually, I'll show you some stuff. The first piece of dungeon terrain I made was this. It was this little hut. I made this tiny little hut here. It's like a little witch's hut, and it's made out of foam with a piece of tape and or not tape, cardboard inside that I glued together. Maybe narrate game outtakes, sort of like Dungeon Master does. I'll keep that in mind. What else we got? What other like things? Oh yeah, I have more minis. I forgot I have more minis. Um, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So okay, here's more minis. I found them. They're in a box. Okay. Here's a cleric I made a long time ago. This is one of the first things I made. You have the patience of a saint and a PLA of the gods. You couldn't get anywhere near that quality with my Anycube Mega Zero resin. Sure, I sure love my resin printer. I just can't do resin. It stinks way too much for my like the space I'm in. But I will go grab some stuff from upstairs real quick. There's that. It'll take me but a moment. Oh. Okay, here we are. We are back. We are back. Back. Don't worry. I've come back with gifts. We are here. We're gonna go through some of this. So, what tiles do I use at my table? On stream, what? Printing in filament on stream. What does that exactly? Or what does that mean exactly? Okay, so before I show stuff, filament is this long. Imagine like a spool of yarn. You get a long string of it, and that is it's all plastic, and you feed it into a machine that has like a tube, and the tube goes into a metal like socket, and there's like a gear that turns it in so it keeps going. I'll take some videos of me actually printing something sometime, and I'll show you what it does. But it prints out great quality stuff. Like this is the dungeon tiles I use. Like other than it being off leveled on the back a little bit, which it sometimes has a tendency to do. I mean, I can still use this though. Like this is all printed mini, and like, yeah. I have these minis to show. That is a wizard, one of my character's wizards. I paint all of these. I do not like to put unpainted minis on the table. Um, I here's one of our hirelings at one point, or he was a man at arms. Uh, he cost a pretty penny to my characters. I'll actually get closer and show these two minis that I just showed because I'm just now realizing it was kind of hard to see them. So this is one of them. That is one of the hirelings. This is another. This is the wizard. And then this was the cleric from earlier. And then this is for a Frostgrave game that I played in. That is one of my thieves. And I based him with, that's actually just grass, and I just cover it in white paint. It just makes it sturdier. And then we also have my friend's ranger character, and this one actually has eyebrows and eyes. First one I actually did eyes with, but yeah. Um, and this is one of the corner tiles for my dungeon terrain, and I have some stairs. I didn't paint these up yet, but I just spray painted them to look more like stone. It was a quick rush before the game, or before the con. And then when I'm not using my dungeon tiles, I am using I'm using like my ruined walls. Here, let me grab these. So I am using walls. So like these ruined walls. These were great for making singular rooms. Or like a ruined building. Or even just saying, okay, here's a house, but I don't have the house. So I can just go, okay, this is the outline of the house. This is a small farmhouse. Use like terrain you have. This is what I started out with, and I'm moving into the dungeon tiles. I actually started out with just a mat and wet erase, and that still works great. I would still use that. My trees are actually, I make them kind of cartoony looking, but these trees are the trees I use. I paper mache'd them. I craft a lot, by the way, if you haven't told. But I made paper mache'd them, stuck cotton balls on top, spray painted the cotton balls, and then made you have the game world at your feet. You had to go to the local lead. We had to go to the local lead dealer. I still use pewter minis. I got some at the con. I like metal minis. I still go to my FLGS, friendly local game store, all the time. Uh, Actually, I spent so much in there. One of the employees who is a family friend sent me a gift card. He paid for it. He did not steal from the company, making that very clear. He paid for it, but since I go in all the time, he's like, here's like $10. So he gave me a $10 gift card. Amazing. Love my friendly local game store. But yeah, that's kind of my minis wise. Here's some metal minis I painted. Here is a blacksmith that I painted. I painted him all up, and here is a barmaid that I painted. I actually just realized I did not paint part of her skirt right there. And I painted this before GaryCon, so I have to touch that up with just some blue paint. But, yeah. I hope I get that into frame. Okay, I did. I'm just checking to make sure I get that into frame. But, yeah. Metal minis are the best. The best looking ones are Otherworld, Dark Sword, Effin' Cool, and Reaper in that order. I agree. I just ordered my friend a Otherworld minis. I see that chat on this channel is clogged with the same ne'er-do-wells as the other chat I visit. Wonder why that is. Maybe because Bill helped me kickstart my channel. Maybe, or maybe just a very well placed percentile roll. Um, is was put you all here via teleportation. Who knows? Who knows? But I do agree. Otherworld is the best. I don't have any Dark Sword. Effin' Cool I ordered, and I have Reaper. Reaper minis I have both plastic and metal. But the metal minis have a weight to them that you just don't get with other like minis. Um, I really like. I really like the metal minis. Even better than like plastic. But that's just a me thing. This is my travel box of terrain. I put them all in baggies. So this is doors and tables, barrels and chests, and treasure. And then I still need to sort through these. These are just pillars. I have so many pillars; they deserve their own bag. My walls technically have a box. I just forgot to put them back in it. Actually, they were holding Tim Cast's signature in that book off the page because yeah. And then I have walls in here, and all the things, statues as such. This one I actually just spray painted to make it look like an amethyst statue. But yeah, I could have been I could have been a rocket surgeon by now if not for all that lead in my system. Ah, yes, it would. A A rocket surgeon. Yes, I could. I aspire to be a rocket surgeon. I think like an open heart rocket surgeon would be great. You know. Uh, Bravo, young man. I shall harass this channel with my rigored opinions of D&D. Please do. Um, please do. AKA Ralpartha poisoning. Yes, it is Ralpartha poisoning. I agree. I agree. Ralpartha, I have some of their reprints of their mini. I actually have some old heritage minis that people are putting out STL files now, like scans of them, because no one's printing them anymore. So there, well, that's not true. There are companies that are the Morilton company is printing no, not Ralph the heritage minis. And one of these days I'll do a paint stream where I'll paint and then on live stream and answer questions. Um, how old am I? I'm a lad of but 16, but 16, turning 17 quite soon. Um, and I will be shortly after that 18, and onward and so forth 19. Keep going up in the numbers by the years, but no, I'll be turning 17 this summer. I will probably hop on for an AD&D live stream that day. All my players are within my age, 16, 17, in there. Um, I am the longest playing player at my table. I have played AD&D for 6 years. I started when I was 10, and I started OD&D when I was 8, just to give you like a time frame. So I've been playing for quite some time. I act much older than I am though, so a lot of people like think I'm older. Rilton does Grenadier. You can get many, but not all of the AD&D Gold Box line from them, albeit with different names. Thank you, Bill. I wasn't sure what they did, so they do Grenadier. I bought some of their minis this weekend, which if I had my bag, I would show. It's around here. Oh, it's right over there. I'll show. Actually, I'll wait. We're gonna do that next Wednesday, same time, or maybe this weekend. We will do a painting stream. I think that'd be kind of fun. Paint some metal minis. Talk about AD&D. I think that'd be fun. Speaking of the gold box, it's actually the cover for my painting videos now. I made like a Wednesday live stream. I didn't know what to give this one, but yeah, Wednesday Night Live, I think is going to be the title of these. Um, it's, yeah, we're gonna see where this channel goes in the future. Any more questions? Please feel free to ask. I am a very open book when it comes to these questions. Awesome. I have a D&D club at my school, all 56 of them. Great to see you embrace the old school style. Oh, with students my age. Yes, we have a D&D club at my school. We had an AD&D club before that, but 5th edition players started harassing us. My point to them was, why are we harassing each other? We don't need the edition wars again. Like, why are we doing that? And of course, half of them that didn't like that style went to come to my club that we had in the library, and they got all mad about that. Long story short, we play in my basement. Do you use a lot of modules? I don't. I don't use a lot of modules. I draw a lot of inspiration from modules, but I like to run my own games, actually. We'll do one shots or two shots of modules. Like, modules will be open and shut. We ran the A series, and we're gonna run the G series. Harassing you? Yeah, yeah. It was yeah. Like I'm not talking like just like, oh, you play AD&D. No, actually harassing us, like on the bus, knocked my first edition player's handbook out of my hand and tried to throw it down a storm drain. Yeah, not cool. Um, yeah, I don't talk to them. Funnily enough, don't talk to them. But no, it's over and done with. Like they have taken over the school, so you know where we came? We come to the lair, the cool lair, the better lair. The In the summer we go to the library sometimes, and like I run like little just show up, play. I'll teach you how to play. I have 3 other names. Kill. What? So it begins. So it does begin. So it does begin. No, I put a stop to that. None of my players mess with them. We don't mess with them. Um, it's just it was a lot of them messing with us. Uh, yeah, blood will flow blood. Or but blood will follow blood. Yes, blood will follow blood. Um, no, after they did that, all of my fifth edition books went into a box. What are their reasons? Because they sound very immature. They are. They are very immature. Um, their reasons were basically pick your ism of choice. We were that because we played Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. You know what helped that? Wizards of the Coast putting their little product tagline at the bottom, saying we are not responsible for the qualities of this, and also the fact that my player's handbooks only says his or her. That was one of them. Was because his or her character. Now that's a whole thing. I'm not getting into that on this channel. This anyone who wants to play D&D, play D&D. That is not. I'm not against anyone playing D&D. Come join, please. I need players. I need players and player characters to kill. Um, but no, that was their whole reason to pick any ism of your choice, and that's what it was. It was absolutely ridiculous. Um, no, I don't know. My school is a fun little tromping ground, stomping ground. I think, I think that's it. It's a fun little stomping ground of all different cultures. It's surprisingly enough not the jocks. A funny story. When I was getting picked on for playing D&D by a bunch of kids, not fifth edition kids, just a bunch of different kids. My friend, who was a wrestler, about 5'4", um, and they're picking on me, and he goes, "Hey, don't mess with Gandalf, or you're gonna have to deal with Bilbo over here." And of course, they all shut up after that because he's jacked, like muscles, just 18 strength. I gotta tell you, this young man is dangerously based, fellows. We have to protect him. Yep. Um, you know, it's just it is what it is. Um, it's a sad set of circumstances we found ourselves in that the fifth edition community thinks that they need to pick on the first, pick on anything. Like I get it, we don't. I'm not going to say my opinion on fourth because then I will. I like fourth as a board game, not as a D&D game, if that makes sense. Like we played the old like board game versions of it. Fourth as a game system, it fell short. Fell short. Um, no, you gotta stick with the originals. Uh, Hang Tough File Necromancer 5e players are slowly but surely becoming disenchanted with 5e. Yes, they are. Um, that's. I'm hoping that someday they'll find their sensibility. Um, you know, it's just I keep looking over my computer. My apologies. But it's just it is what it is. I will I will stay strong for this community. I will be the torchbearer guiding forth. You know what? Maybe I'm not the torchbearer. Maybe I'm the magic user in the middle with the light spell. That might be me. Maybe I just got the 4 hit points, but those 4 hit points I can last as long as I got other people around me to protect me. And with my friend Bilbo Baggins, 18 strength Bilbo Baggins, by the way. Um, we got we got the we got the necessary tools. It is impossible to not watch a screen when live streaming. Yes, it is. It has to be because there's questions everywhere. Um, so I have to watch it. But yeah, we have a fun little caravan of misfits, I think, that have found their way to me, and we shall see this channel grow exponentially over the next few months. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? We'll take a couple more questions and we'll pop off here. We're running on an hour, almost an hour. We'll run to I guess we'll run to 10 after, and we'll see. So, any last questions? Any last thoughts? Feel free. I will. But no, about dangerously being based. Yeah. It is the Midwest. the heart of Gameland, the heart of terrible 5e players. Hey, Val Necromancer, have you looked at Shadow Dark? It could be the bridge that brings 5e players to old school and onto first edition eventually. I have. I've run it. I do like Shadow Dark. I met Kelsey at GaryCon. Kelsey is such an amazing lady. We got to get you up to 1 subscribers so you can monetize us. Bogies drown you in soon first. Yes, that will be the goal one day. Use weapon speeds for initiative. Yes, I do. I do use weapon speeds for initiative. Um, I use one of two types of initiative with my players who have been playing first longer. We use weapon speeds. So you go range, melee. We do spells, range, melee. That's kind of it. Spells, range, melee, and then you go by weapon speeds by that. And Mrs. Dungeon Delver says, "Hey, well, tell her I say hey. Um, your wife, Bill, amazing lady. I love talking to her. Like convention mom right there. That was my convention mom. When my mom was not there, I felt like I had a safe person to go to. Uh, Convention mom right there. That's the title that the Mrs. Dungeon Delver now has for me. It's convention mom. Um, but it was a great person to talk to. We talked about the Chronicles of Prydain. We talked about all these different books and world building, and I talked about all the world building stuff that I do. And it was absolutely incredible to talk to the Mrs. Dungeon Delver. So, um, but yeah, I do. So let's see. What else do we got? I guess I'll talk a little bit about Shadow Dark. Shadow Dark, I like the torch timer thing. Like the timer. I like that you use turns instead because that's what I kind of do now. And it also just helps DMs understand that eventually you have to get to the abilities. Like you have to switch from player to player. You can't just stay on one player and give them all the spotlight. You have to switch from players, and also just it's an easier bridge as you said, Luther. It is an easier bridge. Um, Speaking of Pendragon, uh, I have my favorite book down here. I'll grab it real quick. It is one of them. It is the first book that really got me into kind of Arthurian legends, La Morte de Arthur. Um, Speaking of books, what are some of your favorite authors you take inspiration from? Robert Jordan, his Wheel of Time series, I really like. Fritz Leiber, with Fafford and Greymouser. Um, I'm trying to think. There's a book in the beginning of the Appendix N. Let me go get it. I'm getting all the books now. Appendix N. So I got this Appendix N book and I read through it. Really good. Jack Vance. Like love his stuff. Um, the first chapter or the first story in this book is what I really take adventures from. Lynn Carter. How Sargoth lay siege to Zarem. Zarem, yes. How Sargoth lay siege to Zarem. Um, Worth the read. It is about this this king who thinks he can go in and take anything he wants, and he comes upon this city of magic users who teach him that may not be the case. And then Paul Anderson, Three Hearts and Three Lions. Read through it. Reading through it again. If you haven't read it, worth the read. I love really old books. I have a book just on Appendix N. I have a book called Flame and Sorcery. It is over. I won't grab it, but it's over there. It's about the sword and sorcery. The beginning. Vance's The Dying Earth is a must read for any AT&D player. Absolutely, it is. My players and I actually, so a lot of my players, since we're at the age where we spend the night at my house, when they spend the night, we put on the audiobook version of Jack Vance's The Dying Earth, and when we're just kind of sitting around talking, or when they're sitting around talking more so, I am listening to The Dying Earth while I'm prepping for the session beforehand because they like to have their player chit chats before they even get involved with me. But I get it. Did I tell you that you were 5 degrees removed from Paul Anderson? You didn't. You told me I was 4 degrees removed from who was it? 5 degrees removed from Robert E. Howard, I think. Damn, this kid has his head screwed on straight. There is hope in the world. 5 degrees removed from Fritz Leiber. You did tell me I was 5 degrees removed from Fritz Leiber. There is hope in this world. If he says he is a fan of Robert Howard, yes, I agree. I'd highly recommend getting one of the Robert E. Howard omnibus collections. I'll look into it. Luther, you read my mind. Yeah. Check you next time, Vile. Good talk. Nice to see you. Sorry, I meant Prince Liber. All good, all good. I get Prince Liber. I think that is gonna wrap us up here, folks. I gotta get to bed. It was good talking to all you. I'm gonna try to do live streams on probably Wednesdays. Probably around the same time, probably for like an hour, and then I might try to broadcast my games actually on Saturdays. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what's all going up with the channel. But I'll give the chat a second to make any last comments, and I will we'll get headed out here. So get a small Patreon going. I am planning on setting up a Patreon. But other than that, I think that's what we're gonna wrap up with. So we will end the stream here. We'll end the stream.